Welcome back to Sports Talk with Dad. As always, my name is Kyle, and I cannot call this Sports Talk with Dad without the man sitting next to me. A man so old, we found out a cold can actually kill him. My dad, Tim.
But it didn't kill me.
It didn't. It was close. Normally, we take a week off.
Yes.
Between Christmas and New Year. We ended up taking 3 weeks off. The first one was actually because of me. I had such a bad cold that I didn't have a voice. I couldn't talk. And then you caught the cold.
And it destroyed me.
And I've never seen my wife actually mad at me for not taking someone to the hospital before. But you were in rough shape.
It was a rough way to lose probably 10 pounds.
Yeah, it was.
Food and I were not talking to each other for a while. I didn't have a voice for about 12 days. It was a fun Christmas holiday.
We made it through Christmas, and we are ready to start 2026 off right. It is our fifth year doing this show. We appreciate you all staying subscribed. We appreciate you all still watching this show, and we have a hell of a year planned for you in 2026.
And by the way, thank you very much for the Christmas present.
You're welcome.
See behind me over here.
Yes.
It is a Legends of Wisconsin Sports. So, I mean.
He's on there. Brett Favre, Euchre, Yelich.
J.J. Watt.
Is that Paul Horning?
Reggie White.
That's Curly Lambeau.
Yep. It's Curly.
Sorry,
yeah.
I can't see it from this angle, and I gave it to you like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. So, thank you for that. It's up there. It'll adorn the wall from time to time as we do the show.
Well, we're going to talk about Legends because what we didn't report out here in our Shadow of Death, shall we call it, over the Christmas season, what we didn't talk about, we did still pick our games, but we didn't get a chance to talk about them. And I finished out extremely strong. And, folks, I did it.
Hold on. So we did have.
What do you mean, hold on? I finished over 500.
We had two. Yes, you did. And I'll get to it. We had 2 really good weeks. You and I actually finished 2 weeks 4-1, and then the other one was 3-2. You did finish over 500. You were at 46 and 43.
Yes, and if my math is right, I beat you by a game.
That would have means your math is a little off because I finished 48 and 42.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. You can check all the math. I finished 48 and 42.
No, you didn't. What did I miss?
Take a look. They're all there. In my deathbed, I was still scoring games.
Oh, dude, you suck. I didn't know you picked the Bucks.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you suck so much.
So I wasn't 64 and 32, but I did beat you again.
Oh, you suck so much.
Hey, we call this picks guaranteed to go wrong. This kind of proves it.
I finished above 500 for the first time in our 4 years of doing this. I will take that, but I can't. I thought I beat you. No. I really did.
Nope, I squeaked it out in the end.
Oh, you suck so much. Okay, so now I have a new goal this year, which is to finally beat you in these picks, and I don't think that's ever going to happen.
I have won all 4 years.
You won all of them.
Wow.
Every single year. And the first year you beat me by like a game. The second year you beat me by a few games. Obviously, you destroyed me last year. And I thought I had you this year.
You were close. You were close.
That sucks. That sucks. But we got to talk about something else that happened because I saw something that I have been waiting to see for 3 years, which is Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers. That Ravens-Steelers game may be the greatest regular season game I have ever seen.
Well,
it was a playoff game.
It was a playoff game, obviously. Steelers won in a complete fluke.
Yes.
But
it wasn't a... Well, okay, it was a fluke.
It was a fluke.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, though, looked like Aaron Rodgers. He was making some passes that were... He had a couple bad passes, but when it was really coming down to it, he drove him down the field, and that last touchdown pass was a thing of beauty.
It was perfect. It was Aaron Rodgers knew the route. He saw the guy slip out of the corner of his eyes. Touchdown. Seen it happen a million times. Have not seen that in the last few years. And what was even better to see is the end of the game, right? Talking about Tomlin and especially his interaction with Cam Hayward.
Mhm.
One, this is Cam Hayward's last year.
Oh, yeah. You know,
Him saying thank you,
Yep.
like, this
Well,
is it for Cam
he
Hayward.
said after the game, it's time to spend more time going to soccer games with his kids.
Yep. So this is the last run. But Aaron Rodgers talking about his team and the way he did. The Jets have been erased. We saw Aaron Rodgers actually be Aaron Rodgers again, and I am excited to see what they're going to do. Ravens, on the other hand, it ended up costing John Harbaugh his job, but we will talk about that later. But one of the funniest things, and this is just funny to me, in the post game, Ravens makes a field goal, right? Before the game, the chaplain, the priest for the Steelers, on that same end zone sprinkled holy water.
That was hilarious.
And that is the end zone where the missed field goal was.
Hey, the Steelers have that power. The priest brought them home. It's like going to Green Bay. St. Vince is there.
Well, I mean, look
They're
at the
winning.
Bears. Pope's from Chicago. Bears are good. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I'm still holding out hope that the Pope fails miserably against the Bears.
It's, yeah.
He's a Pope. He's got to be a Packer fan.
He's not.
I know.
He's very much a Bears fan, and it's frustrating.
Very.
Beyond frustrating. But we are facing the Bears. But on to the Ravens Steelers one more time. Lamar Jackson showed up, did everything he could.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers was vintage Aaron Rodgers. Just an outstanding game.
And did it with no wide receivers.
No, DK was out. He found his tight end he's been looking for years and made it happen. Just the absolute end of the game was perfect.
Marquez Valdez Scanling
Quit throwing him the damn ball.
showed up like he always does.
Dropping balls.
Yes.
Quit throwing him the ball. Like, that's the lesson. Don't
Oh.
throw him the ball anymore. Packers, on the other hand, did what should be the end of Matt LaFleur's career in Green
That
Bay.
was the most embarrassing game I have ever, and I've been a Packers fan since before the Ice Bowl. The most embarrassing game I've ever seen a Packer team play.
I've
Ever.
never seen a team not only not play to win the game, but play to lose the game. We played to lose that game.
It was awful.
Unlike Herm Edwards told us to do, we played to lose the game.
We did.
It was one, you have a quarterback in there that's not going to see another
Sure.
start in the NFL. It's not going to happen.
It's his one moment of glory.
And you didn't let him throw the ball once.
No.
You benched all your starters, didn't make plays for Matthew Golden, yet again, your first-round draft pick who all he does is catch the damn ball.
And he did not score one touchdown in his rookie season. Not one.
Unacceptable.
Yes.
And you didn't let him throw it. Like, not one. Who cares if he throws 5 interceptions? Let him throw the ball. At least play to win the game. But instead, it was play for 3 and out and then punt. I don't understand that game plan. And then that stupid field goal at the end of the game, all of a sudden, it's like, now you want to score?
Yeah, a lot of people in Vegas are really upset about that because the Packers were 13.5-point dogs in that. Kicked the field goal. That switched a lot of bets, and a lot of money changed hands at that point.
It did. I don't think it had anything to do with that. I know
don't-
people may disagree with gambling.
I don't think it did either. I think LaFleur just wasn't going to be shut out by the Vikings because it hasn't happened.
Well,
in
then
a
he
long
should have
time.
played to win the game earlier in the game.
Would have been nice if see him try to do something.
And Love has not played now for almost 3 weeks.
Correct. And the Packers haven't won since December 7th.
So you have him there dressed as your backup. You bring in another guy to be your backup, but then you decide Love is healthy enough to rest and be dressed, but he's not going to play. Why wouldn't you play him for a couple of series? He hasn't played for 2 weeks. Why would you not play him going into the playoffs? So now you haven't started him for 3 weeks because he got knocked out in the first
Right.
quarter of the Bears game. Hasn't played. He's coming in completely rusty against a Bears team that's hungry to win
Yeah.
with a Pope on their side.
It's not going to be pretty. I don't understand it. Well, let's talk about that a little bit. So we've got Matt LaFleur and Brian Gutekunst, coach and GMs.
Yeah.
New CEO.
Who have missed the playoffs 4 years in a row, by the way.
Explain that because everybody's going to go, no, they were the
Well,
seventh.
anybody that listens to the show knows my opinion on this. They have missed 4 years in a row. The 7th seed did not exist until 3 years ago. If you take out the 7th seed, We have been the 7th seed 3 years in a row.
Right.
So in essence, we have missed the playoffs 4 years in a row now.
Correct. And the only time they looked halfway decent was that first game against Dallas.
Which was a fluke.
No, Love played extremely well.
He did, and Dallas didn't show up. I mean, that's all it was. Dallas didn't show up. We played okay against San Francisco. San Francisco had a bad game.
Mm-hmm.
We had a chance. Love made a rookie mistake.
Correct.
It cost the game. Since then, we have done nothing in the playoffs. We have done nothing in the regular season. I don't know what kind of offense we were running this year. This whole we're going to be a run-first team, screw that. You just paid a quarterback $60 million, and you never let him throw the damn ball. Anytime you do, he does pretty good things.
Ed Policy, the new CEO of the Packers, son of former GM for the 49ers, Carmen Policy, came out and said this summer, in really his only interview, that he doesn't like having guys going into the final year of the contract.
Yeah.
So we're at that point now. So you have to do something with LaFleur and or Gutekunst.
I think you just let them both go. I think you try and bring in Elliott Wolf from the Patriots, bring him home to Green Bay, where his grandfather rebuilt the Green Bay Packers into the winning culture we've had since I've been alive, the last 30 years, bringing in Favre, bringing in Reggie, really rebuilding the Packers. And as a coach, there's a couple of options out there.
Okay, because that's going to be the question. We've said for a long time, fire LaFleur. But I'm going to challenge you. You can't just fire him without somebody else coming in to replace him. What are you going to do?
You got Cliff Kingsbury out there, but that's another from the same tree. I don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
You got Jeff Hafley, who's been our defensive coordinator. I'm going to throw out a name for you.
Okay. For Hafley, the decision then is who can lead the men on that team better, because Hafley doesn't have any head coaching experience in the NFL. He's had a decent second year as the defensive coordinator.
Yeah. I'd rather have Hafley, but I think you need to bring in somebody new. And I'm going to throw a name out there that considered a lot of NFL teams last year. And I think it would be a great fit to reverse something that happened several years ago when you were a kid, where a quarterback or a head coach in Dan Devine left for Notre Dame. Notre Dame owes us a coach. I think we bring in Marcus Freeman as the head coach of the Green Bay Packers.
Wow.
Elliott Wolf as the GM. Marcus Freeman as the head coach of the Green Bay Packers, stealing from Notre Dame. It is a culture that's going to be brought in that Green Bay desperately needs.
You got to have somebody that's going to be able to take Love to the next. And that's my criticism of LaFleur. He really hasn't advanced Jordan Love
at all.
And Love's got an extra level.
He does. One, he needs to stop throwing from his damn back foot.
Correct.
Do that, I'll be a happy camper. We got the talent. What we need is the culture. We need that's the same thing that happened in Detroit, right? You had the team built. You were building that team. You needed that culture shift. Dan Campbell brought that in, turned the Lions into a winning organization. What you need to do the same thing in Green Bay. We need to be taken to that next level, and I think Marcus Freeman brings that.
You don't think Stefanski, who got fired from Cleveland?
Stefanski's great. I think he'd also be a great hire. I think if you get him as an offensive coordinator. Stefanski, I think, is going to be heading in some different directions that we'll talk about in a little bit here. But when it comes to Green Bay, I do think Marcus Freeman is the hire. I think you bring in Elliott Wolf. Look what he's done with the Patriots. Look how he's built that team.
Look, Elliott Wolf would be my hire. And here's my problem with Gutekunst. He's done a decent job.
He has.
However, when you build a team, you've got to build a team that's got some veterans and some rookies, and he just keeps going with rookies.
He does.
And just figures they'll be able to pull it all together. No, what that's going to get you is a team that is the seventh playoff pick every year.
Every single year. Because you have no veteran leaders on that team. Elliott Wolf, I mean, one, they haven't made him the GM in New England. Correct. He's still the head of scouting for whatever reason, even though he's built that team. Give him the title. Give him the title of GM. I think he grew up around here, didn't he, Elliott Wolf?
Well, I don't know.
He at least grew up in the Packer. He worked for the Packers.
He worked for the Packers
for a long time before going to New England. Bring him back home. Bring the Wolf back into Green Bay, and then bring in Marcus Freeman from Notre Dame. Dan Devine left us for Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman now needs to leave Notre Dame to come back to us to complete that circle for championship. And let me tell you, the last Catholic coach we had created quite the dynasty, right?
Vince was very Catholic.
Vince was raised by Jesuits, almost became a priest, realized God's calling was with the Green Bay Packers.
Went to church every day.
Every day.
Went to mass
every day. So let's bring in another Catholic because it worked out really well before. Just throwing that, we already got the Packer Pope. It fits in perfectly. We got St. Vince. I'm just saying it's primed. It's primed to be a thing. Marcus Freeman is the perfect answer for the Green Bay Packers.
I'm really tired of especially the local media who says, bring it back, run it back. Run it back for what? We've seen this story now for 7 seasons.
Right.
The couple times we did get to the NFC Championship game,
we choked.
It was ugly.
We choked. We had it, and then we choked. It was there, and then we choked. Name that movie.
That's Cool Runnings.
All right.
LaFleur choked. I mean, he turtled.
It's proof Aaron Rodgers is the reason we won, right? And the reason Matt LaFleur is winning with the team we have is because it's an extremely talented team.
Correct. We've got all the talent in the world. You bring back Parsons next year, you're going to have Diggs along with McKinney. They are set to win,
right?
And I'm not convinced LaFleur can do it because I've seen this record. It's stuck.
It's time. It's time. We need something new. I think Marcus Freeman is the perfect answer. He'll know who to bring in from an offensive side. Please don't bring in Chip Kelly. But anybody else we can bring in. I want Marcus Freeman as our head coach. Elliott Wolf as our GM. That is the perfect setting for me. I think he's the perfect leader for Love and the rest of this team. I think the players we got will love him. I don't even mind keeping Goody. I mean, he got us Trayvon Diggs off waivers, who we got for another 2 years. Made the Micah Parsons trade, which is great.
Did he make that trade, or was that Ed Policy going to it? Because he gave up more than Goody's ever given up or ever would have under Mark Murphy.
Yeah. Well, if that's the case, then bring in Elliott Wolf. But the coach needs to be changed. That game where you're not even playing to win. Like I said, who cares if the kid throws 5 interceptions? At least we see you're doing everything you can to try and win.
At least it's somewhat entertaining. It was the most boring game I've ever watched.
It was. I remember asking you, is this what the 70s and 80s were like?
It wasn't that bad. I mean, it wasn't that bad at all.
We're going to go in and get destroyed by the Chicago Bears. We're going to be embarrassed. And I tell you what, if we go in and lose to the Bears in the playoffs, gone.
Well, and I like your Elliott Wolf. I do, because I think he'll bring a fresh attitude. You're not going to keep Gutekunst if you're bringing in Elliott Wolf, obviously. I think Ed Policy wants to change the structure because right now, LaFleur and Gutekunst both report directly to him along with Russ Ball.
There's no way to run a team.
The GM's got to hire the head coach.
Yeah.
And I do think Hafley would be a good pick, but I think you want to bring in a completely fresh look.
I agree. And I think Marcus Freeman is that fresh look. Bring him in. I mean, who do you got? Who do you think we can replace him with?
I like the idea of Stefanski. He's been successful. He was coach of the year a couple times.
Yeah.
I think he'd work well with Jordan Love. My only concern is that he's not going to be available after this weekend.
I think he's going to Atlanta.
I think pretty soon. He's interviewing.
Yep.
Let's talk about the coaching carousel, which just before we came on, expanded by 1.
Jim Harbaugh out.
John
Harbaugh. Sorry, I get mixed up.
After 18 years.
Yeah.
In Baltimore.
It was time. It's the same thing with Matt LaFleur. Like, we have these continuous, we get this far, and then we choke.
John was a great coach for a long, long, long time.
And I love the fact that after the game, the kicker that cost him that job, right? Because if they win, he's still working for the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, because they're
the kicker that cost him the job, he walked into the locker room with him with his arm around him.
Yeah.
That shows the class of John Harbaugh, and any team will be lucky to have him as their head coach. I'll take him in Green Bay.
Yeah.
I will. I'll take him in Green Bay.
You saw my look.
But he's very, very classy. But it was after 18 years, at some point the message becomes stale. You need something new. You need a shake up. I get it.
Yeah, I do too. And I think that's what it was. Those players have heard it all before. It's time to just, okay, we're going to get a different voice in and see if that changes things up. So we've got the Giants the Browns, the Raiders, the Falcons, the Cardinals, the Titans, the Ravens, and possibly, if the Packers lose on Saturday night, could be another head coaching vacancy.
Well, and we don't know what's happening in Tampa Bay yet.
Correct.
A strong possibility that Todd Bowles is fired. For whatever reason, Cincinnati's keeping Taylor.
I don't get it, but
they keep saying, well, Burrow was hurt. It's like, yeah, but you still got to be better than 4
Right.
wins on a regular basis.
I put some of that on the ownership. I mean, they've got a terrible owner that never spends money.
No.
So let's talk about these.
If we're looking at the Giants, I think there's a couple of options you could look at. Stefanski, I think, has to be on the top of that list.
Jeff Hafley's on the top of that list.
Jeff Hafley's going to be in that conversation as well. Cliff Kingsbury, if I can say that right.
For you to say.
Yeah, I think he fits really well with Jackson Dart. They mutually parted ways in Washington, and I think that is because he was looking at a head coaching job. Can't blame him for having 0 quarterbacks.
Right.
He did what he could. That's not his fault. And I thought with one, he made a stupid pick of Kyler Murray, but what he was able to do with Kyler Murray, I think is impressive.
But and also the Cardinals, if the Bengals are the cheapest, the Cardinals are the second cheapest. And they're just a bad ownership group. They have been for a long time.
That's true. Very, very true. If I'm picking for the Giants, I really think my top priority is Kevin Stefanski. It's an offensive mind with a young quarterback. I think it makes sense.
But the Giants never go with offense. They always hire a defensive coach.
That's not true. Daboll was an offensive coach.
Look at their history. It's usually been a defensive coach. I think they could look at somebody like Chris Shula from the Rams, their defensive coordinator.
Fair.
Or Jeff Hafley, who I think is their leading contender. He's from that area. He's got ties to the organization. I think it would be a good fit.
You're Jeff Hafley, though. I mean, is that really you got to think about the job you want, right? First head coaching job in the NFL. Is it with the New York Giants?
Yes. They've got a lot of, on offense, his big challenge will be bringing in a great offensive coordinator. You've got Jackson Dart. You also, if they would have been able to draft Mendoza from Indiana had they not won that last game.
Well, but they played to win the game.
They did.
Which is what you do.
Highly unusual.
It's not about top picks, it's about winning games, unlike the Packers, who played to lose the game.
You also have Malik Neighbors in New York.
Back.
I think Hafley can do a lot with that team and would be a good fit there.
I think you got to look at Clint Kubiak there as well. Seahawks offensive coordinator. What he's been able to do with the Seahawks this year is impressive. It's just a matter if you want to wait. I think the Seahawks have a real shot at going to the Super Bowl. So are you willing to wait to make that hire?
I think you can also go with Jesse Minter, the Chargers defensive coordinator. I think they're going to go with a defensive coach. They've tried offense. Yeah, I do. And I think their lead candidate is still Jeff Hafley.
Huh. All right.
My big fear is that Packers are going to run it back with the same guys, but
well, Hafley's not coming back. Hafley will not be a part of that conversation. No. If he gets a head coaching job, he's going to take it. It's just a matter of which one.
You got the Browns who are open.
The Browns, it's whoever wants to work with Shedeur Sanders.
Ryan Day? They'd have to pay him a lot of money.
Yeah. What is he making? $10, $11 million at Ohio State right now?
Yeah. Here's my other problem with going back to the Packers. LaFleur is going to want $13, $14, $15 million a year.
Bye.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the only reason they kept him. He's making $5 million a year.
Well, he got one pay raise, so he's probably a little more than that, but I'm not going to pay him.
Well, before he was making like 3.
I'm not going to pay him.
I'm not. 15. I will pay that to Marcus Freeman. Again,
got
throwing that out there.
Got the Raiders. Tom Brady's making this hire. Who do you think? Don't say what you're going to say. No. He's been a head coach, and it was a disaster. He drafted Tim Tebow. No.
But that's going to be the hire.
No. They're going to draft Mendoza. They got the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yep.
No. You're not going to hire Josh McDaniel.
They fired Pete Carroll because they wanted somebody to come in and work with the quarterback, right? The firing of Pete Carroll proved that they want an offensive mind.
Mm-hmm. Not that
They paid a lot to Geno. They're upset about it. But here's the thing, okay? You're letting Tom Brady make this hire. You let him make the hire of Pete Carroll and then fired him after a year. And yet you're letting him make the hire again?
Well, he's part of the ownership group.
Like, come on. But it's going to be Josh McDaniels.
No.
Josh McDaniels will be the next head coach of the Raiders.
I think it's more likely that Clint Kubiak.
Wasn't Josh McDaniels the head coach of the Raiders?
He was of Denver. I don't know if he ever coached the Raiders.
Where was he? Hold on a second.
Personally, I would hire Clint Kubiak of Seattle. Had a great year, worked really well with a reclamation project, and got to the number 1 seed.
Yeah, he was Las Vegas Raiders head coach from 22 to 23.
Yeah, they're not going to bring him back. Which, by the way,
I thought so. But it's going to be.
Do you know
Josh
the lineage
McDaniels.
of the Kubiak family?
I know that his dad won with Denver.
His dad's got 4 Super Bowl rings, 3 with an assistant with the 49ers.
Oh, cool.
And 1 as a head coach.
Well, and his 2 sons, one's the offensive coordinator for Seattle. The other one's the offense coordinator for the 49ers.
And he's got another kid who I think is a scout someplace.
Scout for the Cowboys.
There you go. Nice.
Nepotism is only a bad thing when it's not your family. Remember that.
If I'm looking at it, I'm hiring Kubiak's kid. What a lineage. I mean, these are all great coaches.
Nepotism is only a bad thing when it's not your family.
Exactly.
I mean, that's just how it goes.
I would hire Kubiak for Vegas.
It's Vegas making the choice. It's not going to happen. I think Stefanski is very much on the top of the Raiders list. I really do.
Yeah, that
but I think
sense.
the number 1 choice
is
they're going to bring back Josh McDaniels to the Raiders. I forgot he coached the Raiders before I came up with that.
No, God.
But I still think it's going to happen. If Tom Brady's in charge of making the hire, who else is he going to hire except the guy who helped him win all those Super Bowls?
If you're going to do that, Brady needs to get on the sidelines or in the box and stop broadcasting and help Mendoza.
He's being paid way too much money to step down.
He's paying $375 million. He's in the booth for a long time. You also have Joe Brady, the Bills coordinator, offensive coordinator.
He's not going anywhere. He had a rough stop in Carolina. He's been all right with the Bills. I mean, I don't think you can call it a success. I think you can call it Josh Allen has a real good case for MVP just because he's the reason they've gotten as far as they have.
I tell you what, if they get bounced in the first round by Jacksonville, I think, number 1, I think they're going to, we'll talk about it here in a minute, but I think Jacksonville's going to roll Buffalo. And so that job may be open. Okay,
it would not surprise me if that's an open hiring.
We got the Falcons. I think this is where Stefanski's going to end up.
I agree. I think let's talk about. So they reworked Kirk Cousins' deal, which basically means if he's on the roster as of March 13th, he makes $67 million. So he's going to be fired before, or he's going to be cut before March 13th. That's going to happen. Penix is your guy. Penix was one of my picks to be one of the top quarterbacks out of that draft. I had Bo Nix and Penix being the top guys. The problem is Penix has not stayed healthy. He had injury problems in Indiana, had one really healthy season at Washington, and has not stayed healthy since.
Well, and I think this is why he was
Raheem Morris was fired. And the GM.
Correct. Because
you wasted his money.
You wasted $100 million and whatever you paid this kid, and then you sat.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, he was coming back off of an Achilles injury, but he played decent at the end of the year.
He did. He played like Kirk Cousins plays.
Yes. Kirk Cousins has got that ceiling. He'll get you so far. But, I mean, I look at the Vikings, what they would have given to have a great quarterback this year.
What do you think? So the Vikings are done. Where are they drafting? Like 10th or something like that?
They'll be up there.
Do they go after a quarterback? J.J. McCarthy's not the answer.
No, I think O'Connell has thought that all along.
You think they're looking at Pittsburgh right now and saying we should have signed Aaron Rodgers?
Yes, I do.
I do too.
I think they're going, we made a mistake.
Yeah, a big one.
A huge.
That's what happens when you draft a kid 11th overall that threw 4 passes in the national championship that they were glorifying him over. He threw 4 passes, none over 20 yards.
The owner fell in love with the kid.
I think Kevin O'Connell fell in love with the kid, but you saw the look on Kevin O'Connell's face, especially after that taunting penalty he got.
Oh, my God.
O'Connell was pissed.
Yes, because you don't do that, ever.
No, after the week before, he yelled at him for doing the gritty into the end zone when he told him not to do that. The kid's immature. He's proven it time and time again. Now, maturity comes with age. I was not mature when I was that age. It comes with time, but it's just he's not an NFL quarterback.
There are certain people that when you draft them, they come in and they look like a CEO. Rodgers, when he was ready, he was ready.
Yep.
And I think he would have been ready had they had to start him or play him earlier and if Favre had went away. Dak Prescott has come in.
Did you say Aaron Rodgers would have been ready if he had to start year one?
Not year one, year two.
Yes.
Year two.
Got it.
If he would have had to come in.
Sorry.
No, not year one. No. He needed a lot of work, as we saw in year one. So then we've got the Cardinals, which who knows who they'll hire. That's going to be who's going to take the job because they're so cheap. They're going to stick with Kyler Murray. I think they need to make a complete move away from him and just be done with it.
Do you think them firing the head coach means that they're – see, to me, that means that would mean to me that he's gone because they're going to draft a quarterback and they want to bring in a coach to work with them.
I think that means the coach looked at him and said, I am not playing Murray another year. And they said, okay, you're gone.
That's what happened to the Browns.
Yeah. Yes, he mismanaged Shadur Sanders completely.
Who do you think could go to the Cardinals?
Kingsbury, maybe?
He was already there. Don't forget he was fired from there.
Oh, that's true.
That's both of us forgetting where people finished.
Well,
he's definitely not going to the Cardinals. That's who he was fired from.
I mean, you got guys like Vance Joseph, who's defensive coordinator in Denver. I don't think it would be a Hafley. I don't think it would be Chris Shula.
We got the Titans. The Titans are going to want an offensive-minded coach to work with Cam Ward, who just looked miserable this year. He looked really bad.
I could see them going and grabbing somebody like a Jesse Minter, maybe.
This is where I see Kubiak going, is with the Titans. The problem is that's a mess of an organization.
Yeah. Would Kubiak want to do that? I mean, he's a smart guy. He's been around the league a lot, but would be his first head coaching job.
I think a lot of people get in where they say, I can fix it. I think John Gruden said it best, where he's like, see, I have this problem. I think I can fix these guys.
Sure, but now
he went through. He won with Brad Johnson. He fixed Brett Favre, right? Worked with all these different people and is convinced he could fix them. I think a lot of offensive coordinators, because you have to have that ego to be a coach in the NFL.
And now you've got John Harbaugh out there. Now, does he take a year off?
He was a special teams guy.
And, oh, by the way, you also have Mike McCarthy that's sitting out there. That, say what you want, he's a winning coach.
I said Mike McCarthy to the Falcons before he was hired by the Cowboys.
Which I think Arthur Clark is probably a little...
Arthur Smith.
Or Smith, rather.
Arthur Blank. Man, let's go through names.
We'll get there.
We're a little rusty. It's been 3 weeks. But it's actually they hired Raheem Morris. But I thought that Mike McCarthy made perfect sense at that time for this team.
Well, number one, he never would have drafted Penix.
No.
He would have just went with Cousins and been done with it. So I don't know. I think Harbaugh is going to have his choice of jobs.
Could you see the Packers bringing McCarthy back?
No.
Me either.
No. I think that ship has sailed.
I think Marcus Freeman is next head coach of the Green Bay Packers.
I know you've said that and nobody else has said that, but
how many takes have I had right on this show?
You can count them on one finger, probably.
That's not true.
This is out there, though. I mean, I know
Marcus Freeman seriously thought about coming to the NFL before. If you look how the universe works.
Where do you think John Harbaugh goes, or do you think he takes the year off?
I don't know.
He's going to have his choice.
I think he takes a year off.
McCarthy wants to come back.
He does.
Would you put him in Baltimore?
I think I could see him in Tennessee.
Wow, he's just going to continue to go down the levels. I mean, he'd be good with Cam Ward.
Yeah.
He develops quarterbacks very, very well.
He does. Baltimore, I have no idea which route they're going to go. It's another place I could see Marcus Freeman going. Honestly, if the Packers are not open, I can see that being a real option for him. I think he'd love to work with that team.
I wouldn't want to go to Arizona. I wouldn't want to go to Tennessee.
No.
They'll get somebody. They may pull somebody out of college that nobody has.
I wouldn't want to go to the Raiders.
Raiders are a little bit different because
they're not.
I know. You still have Davis there, but you've got Brady there, and you've got some talent.
Brady being there is one of the reasons I don't want to go.
Well, that's going to be a hot job. Let's talk.
Where do you think Stefanski goes?
I think he goes to Atlanta. I think that he gets signed before this weekend.
I think that's where he goes to. I think that's all but done.
I could be wrong about that. He could hang out there.
All right, enough about fired coaches and soon-to-be fired coaches. Matt LaFleur.
That's a dream of yours right now.
It's been a dream of mine for 3 years.
I know. But I think it's time. I think for the same reason, John Harbaugh, great coach, but his message you've been heard for 18 years. It's time to move on. It's time in Green Bay. We've seen Matt LaFleur. We've seen his act. He's only going to get you so far.
This is Mike Sherman again.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, we get these 500 records, we sniff the playoffs every now and then, but never get any farther than that. It's the same thing with Matt LaFleur. We went to the NFC Championships because of the great Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
That's why we went. And because of the team that was left over. As soon as that team got dismantled, all of a sudden we missed the playoffs.
I mean, Rodgers won back-to-back MVPs.
Out of spite.
Exactly. All right, let's talk about this. We've got the playoffs. Let's take a look at these games and see what you think.
All right.
We got the Rams. We'll just go in order of the games. We got the Rams at the Rams at the Panthers. Excuse me.
Welcome back.
My mouth will get back in shape. Rams at the Panthers.
I mean, the Rams are, let's be honest, come on.
The Rams.
I don't ever pick the Rams anymore because screw the Rams. So I'm picking the Rams.
Really, the Rams have been very good to me.
I am picking the Rams.
Which means they're going to lose.
And if Carolina beats the Rams, the curse is real. And I'm just picking the Rams from then on at that point because screw the Rams.
Wow.
They cost me every game for 3 years, every game. But you can't deny this. I mean, there's one pick. It's the Rams, and the Rams are going to win this game.
Yeah, because they seem to be getting healthy at the right time. You still have Matt Stafford.
It's in Carolina. Bryce Young is playing a different ball game, but it's
his first playoff ever. The Rams are going to roll.
Yeah.
Then we go down to Chicago, where the Packers.
I don't pick against the Packers.
I did against Minnesota.
I know you did.
I
saw that too. You did. You picked the Bucs and you picked the Vikings, which got you 2 games.
Yes, it did.
I thought you picked with me on the Panthers and the Packers, and you didn't.
I'd like to see the Packers win, but I just don't see it. I think the Bears and Ben Johnson are going to step up, and they're going to roll.
I'm a Packer fan through and through.
I am too.
No, I know. And I don't pick against the Packers.
Especially when they're playing the Bears.
But after seeing the nonsense that happened against the Minnesota Vikings.
You've got a guy coming in after 3 weeks off.
You don't play him at all.
Well, you don't even put him in for a series to get his arm and some kind of timing back.
Right. Not once. Don't give him any reps, first team reps in practice. Don't have him play at all. Yet you have him dress. And by the way, Watson didn't play either, but you have him dress. If you're going to sit guys, then sit him.
And you've got Matthew Golden. What he did with Matthew Golden this year is almost criminal.
Yeah.
I'm
going to pick the Packers. I'm going to cheer for the Packers.
I'm going to cheer for the Packers
because it's against the Bears.
I'm cheering for the Packers, but I think the Bears are going to win.
I think the Bears are going to blow out the Packers.
I don't think it'll be
if it's close, the Packers have the edge because it's Caleb Williams' first time in the playoffs.
Sure,
it's a rookie head coach, right? No matter how many times he played with the Lions, it's a rookie head coach.
Right.
LaFleur, or not LaFleur, but Love has been there before.
Right.
And it's against the Packers. Of all teams, against the Packers, the Kings of the North, who have destroyed you for years. There's so much pressure for the Bears on this game that I think if it's close, the Packers actually have the edge because they've been there before. They've beaten the Bears before. But I think the Bears are going to win. It's going to be by at least 2 scores.
Okay. Let's move on to Sunday. We've got the Bills going down to Jacksonville to play the Jags.
Are we not going in order here?
Oh.
We just picked NFC. I'm on the NFC side.
Yeah, I'm on the NFC. That was sad. Those are the Saturday games.
Oh, so we're not picking San Francisco, Philadelphia.
We're going to in a minute.
Okay, I'm moving on.
Because the noon game on Sunday is the Bills at the Jags. The afternoon game on Sunday is the 49ers at the Eagles. I'll get you through these games.
Okay.
Just work
As
with
long
me.
as you're getting me there. What game are we picking?
Wow. As I said, the Bills traveled to Jacksonville to play the Jaguars.
We can't take 3 weeks off, man.
Never.
This is a mess. I think Josh Allen's been there before.
Yeah,
They ended up, for what they had, they ended up with a pretty good season.
they did.
Trevor Lawrence is playing like we expected Trevor Lawrence to play. Cohen clearly knows how to coach. He is the coach of the year. And if you look at anybody else for the coach of the year, you're wrong. I know we're looking at Seattle's head coach,
Yeah,
but it is Cohen.
it's one of those two.
It is Mr. Duval as
Hate
the
that cheer.
coach of the year. I think Jacksonville is not only going to win, I think Jacksonville's going to roll in this
I
game.
think Jacksonville wins as well. They just seem Lawrence is playing like I've never seen him.
Yeah. And they said to the Titans, not only are we going to win this game, we're going to roll in this game and put up 40 points.
It's nice to see a team do.
Yeah.
I mean, you step up and you put your foot on the other team's throat.
Again, you do have a Josh Allen that's been there before. So I think if it's a close game, edge goes to the Bills.
Yeah,
It's a team and a coach that haven't been there before.
If it comes down to the last series where somebody's got to score in 2 minutes,
You have a coach and a quarterback that have been there.
Buffalo will do it.
Yep.
Because Josh Allen will just run it himself and get down the field.
He will. But I am taking Jacksonville in this game.
Okay. You got the 49ers at the Eagles.
Man, we are looking at different things here. I'm taking the San Francisco 49ers in this game. I think Brock Purdy, the way he's been playing, the rest of I really think that Brock Purdy is actually turning into one heck of a quarterback. And I think they're going to outplay the Eagles. Now, Jalen Hurts is top 5 quarterback in this league, and anybody that says otherwise is wrong.
Correct.
But this is the 49ers' chance to really go in.
The Eagles have looked discombobulated this year. If I can pull a word out.
Talk about, by the way, if the Eagles lose this game, we could have another coaching vacancy in the NFL.
Absolutely.
I think there's 3 teams in here. If they lose, there will be coaching openings. Philadelphia, if they lose, Sirianni's fired. Packers lose, Matt LaFleur is fired. Bills lose, Sean McDermott is fired.
Yeah. And then you've got 3 really good coaches. McDermott's a really good coach.
He is a really good coach. Sirianni just won a Super Bowl.
He did. He had really good coordinators.
He hired those coordinators.
Did he?
I don't know.
All right. I don't think Brock Purdy. I think Brock Purdy
He's Kirk Cousins. I've heard you say it.
It's a ceiling. There's just a ceiling there. And Jalen Hurts is a much better quarterback.
I agree.
However, I think Kyle Shanahan is a better coach.
Yes.
And I think everybody's getting healthy. I think the 49ers go in there in a close game. They eke it out at the end.
I also think this is going to be a close game.
This is going to be a real close game.
And I think it's going to come down to who has the ball last. And if a priest blesses one of the end zones, then the Eagles will win.
Well, if that's the case, I think Jalen Hurts would pull it out on his own. All right. Sunday at 7 o'clock. By the way, these games are happening on my mother's birthday. Oh, cool. We got the Chargers going to play New England. I think New England wins this one.
I agree.
Easily. And then on Monday night, the game of games, the Texans, who are on a 9-game win streak,
They are.
go to Pittsburgh.
Where did the Houston quarterback play college ball? CJ Stroud?
Shut up.
The Ohio State University. What a comeback, right? He had a down year last year, bad start to the season because the offensive line couldn't figure out which way was up.
Mm-hmm.
He had the least amount of time to get rid of the ball, the most sacks of any quarterback in the league. And then C.J. Stroud became C.J. Stroud.
But the Steelers' defense looked really good last
Well,
year.
and it's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. So,
I saw something.
Your stupid.
Here's the thing. The Texans are a team on the rise. DeMeco Ryan saved his job with this 9-game win streak.
Sure.
I don't think he should have been fired anyway. It was the offensive line's fault. But
he's responsible for.
Completely turned it around. I saw Aaron Rodgers again.
Are we going to hear Eye of the Tiger coming out anytime soon?
It is the eye of the tiger, the thrill of the fight. Something. I don't know the rest of the words. This is a Steelers defense who just got...
I could sing it, but you really don't want me to.
No. A defense just got TJ Watt back, who looked like his all-pro form. Cam Hayward last night looked like a man on a mission.
Plus, it's outside in Pittsburgh.
It's outside in Pittsburgh, and it's Aaron Rodgers with the eye of the tiger. They got a monkey off their back. They have nothing to lose except for a bunch of old guys to prove they can still play. And the last time a team had a bunch of old guys like this was the Redskins back in the 90s. Oldest team in the NFL, won a Super Bowl.
They like to go old. They did that in the 70s, too.
They did. The head coach of the Redskins, I don't even know who it was, hated
Allen.
rookies.
It was Allen. Can't think of his first name, but it was Allen.
Hated rookies.
He did.
They're on a mission. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to beat the Houston Texans.
So if they beat the Texans, would they go and play New England?
It depends who wins. So if I look, who are you picking first?
I'm taking the Steelers outside.
Really?
Outside bad weather. I'm going to trust Aaron Rodgers more than I'm going to trust CJ
So
Stroud.
I want to make this clear. We had this conversation last night, and that was not his answer. Your Honor, I rest my case.
Yeah. Because they're on a 9-game roll, CJ Stroud has been really good.
From the Ohio State University.
For that reason alone, Aaron Rodgers, I want to see him win. So this is a lot of heart picking here.
Yeah.
But I think at least this game outside in Pittsburgh, they're going to pull it together and they'll figure out a way to win.
So in my pick, and I think you and I have had pretty much the exact same picks in the AFC here, where Jacksonville wins, New England wins, and Pittsburgh wins. Pittsburgh would go on to play Denver at Denver. Now, if Buffalo beats Jacksonville, Buffalo plays Denver.
Right.
And then the Steelers would go play at New England.
Well, we'll do our picks next week.
We will.
No.
But if Pittsburgh plays Denver, I think Pittsburgh's got a shot at that one. And then it's Pittsburgh versus Jacksonville, because I think Jacksonville beat New England. And I think Pittsburgh can beat Jacksonville.
I'm not sure Jackson's going to beat New England. New England is a special team this year. They've been playing really, really well. And Denver, I can't figure it out. They should be beatable, but they always find a way to win.
Okay, you could have Pittsburgh versus New England. I think it's going to be Pittsburgh versus New England or Pittsburgh versus Jacksonville in the AFC Championship.
Okay, we'll talk about that when we get to it next week.
Well, no, you need to make your Super Bowl pick.
My Super Bowl pick? I think the Rams are going to beat the Seahawks in the NFC Championship game.
I also think the Rams are a Super Bowl team.
I think Denver, right now, if I had to bet on it, I'd say Denver's going to be in the Super Bowl over New England.
You know who I got?
Pittsburgh. I would love to see Aaron Rodgers get to a Super Bowl. I would love it.
If they get past Houston, which I'm not sure they can do, but if they get past Houston, the problem is you have a change of the guard here. Trevor Lawrence is showing up. Drake May is showing up. Bo Nix is here now in the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is the reality of what you're going to start to see in the playoffs more often. I think Chiefs are going to come back. I think it's going to take them a year to really get back to full form.
Well, they're going to start somebody other than Mahomes probably next year.
Mahomes?
The Chiefs. Mahomes has his ACL.
That's true.
It's going to take him a while to come back.
That's true. In the NFC, I don't see anybody that can touch the Rams. The Seahawks could. It depends on Sam Darnold. I am a believer in Sam Darnold.
And I'm not. I mean, he's looked great this year, but he looked great last year, and he got to the playoffs, and now he's got playoff experience.
Here's the thing. Devontae Adams coming back. You have Puka Nacua, you have Matthew Stafford, and you have a defense that's been playing great.
That's all I need. Give me that. Matt Stafford and Matt we trust.
But
at least
Sam Darnold just beat the Rams.
Okay.
And he play him at home in the NFC Championship game. Well, it wouldn't even be the NFC Championship game. Depends who wins.
Yeah. I think I've got the Rams beating the Seahawks at some point, and I could see the Rams getting to the Super Bowl again.
I could too. I
The
did
best
look
coach.
at, by the way, my list. I looked for it because I wanted to go through my early year predictions. I don't even know where it went.
Yeah,
I threw it away a long time ago.
I mean, that was so wrong. That may be the dumbest thing you've ever done.
It was a waste of 4 hours.
It was and I
got everything wrong. I got Denver right. I got Kansas City right. I got the Packers right.
Yes, the 7th seed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got the Packers. I got Seattle very wrong. And I got everything else wrong.
Okay.
You and I have had a great show, but as you all know, you cannot have
a great show. It's been a struggle.
You and I have had an interesting show, but as
go.
you all know, you cannot have a conversation with your father without your dad getting the last word. So it is all you.
There are times where teams just need to make a change because they're stuck in the mud. That was why the Ravens fired John Harbaugh. Why the Packers need to move on. And I would agree. I think they should move on not only from LaFleur, but I think they should move on from Gutekunst because they've got whoever the next GM is needs to have a chance to hire his own guy. I would bring in Elliott Wolf and let him hire his coach.
Thank you, as always, so much for watching. This has been Sports Talk with Dad. See you next time.
Bye, everybody.